This credit union is better than Navy Federal because it offers a $150,000 personal loan. And the best part about this credit union, anyone can join. But it doesn't just stop there, because this same credit union is going to offer two $50,000 credit cards, and you can actually have both of them at the same exact time. But here's a huge insider tip. The Elite credit card can go all the way up to $100,000. And this same credit union also offers a line of credit that goes all the way up to $25,000. And if you're an actual subscriber of this channel, which you should be, this is huge because a line of credit gives you a lot of flexibility. You only have to pull what you need and repay it. With this specific credit union, what you repay is what exactly replenishes your line of credit, which is fantastic. You don't have to wait until it's completely paid off. You give them $500, you get another $500. You pay off another $1,000, you get another $1,000 back. That's exactly what you want with any line of credit. Now, there is also no hard inquiry to join this credit union, but here's the big but. If you are in check systems, they will check your check system's credit report. You do not want to have more than 5 bank accounts in your name because they are bank account sensitive. And I'll be honest with you, if you have more than 6 bank accounts that you actually bank with, or maybe like 6 to 10, it could send off a signal in the early warning system, and you do not want to be in that system, and it can also flag you in check systems. So be aware that this specific credit union is sensitive to those data points. Well, the real question is, who is this credit union and how can you join? In order to join this credit union, you're going to need $50 to get you in. All you have to do is join the United Nations Association of the United States of America to become a member, and just choose the basic one that gets you in with only $50. The credit union that is trying to topple Navy Federal Credit Union is called United Nations Federal Credit Union. This is one of the most hidden, biggest gems in the credit union industry. And again, I'm going to repeat, anyone can join. All you have to do is join this association for $50. It is the United Nations Association of the United States of America. Do the $50 basic plan, and that's gonna get you in. Of course, you don't believe me. So let's put up some data points here so you can see exactly how the process works to join. And I'm gonna tell you all the data points of what you need to do to get your hands on some of these big loans and these high limit credit cards. Because of course, I do all the research for you all the time, so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into and how to join these credit unions. First thing you want to do is you're going to click that join button at the very top. Once you click that, it's gonna ask you if you have any associations or how you found them. Just press other, it doesn't really matter, social media. And then once you do that, it's gonna ask you, what is the organization that you are actually attached to? All you do is type in you, and then the United Nations Associations of the United States of America will pop up. And then it will tell you all of the required documents that you're going to need if you want to apply and move forward. You need to make sure that you have all of these documents ready for your application process and make sure that everything is on point. You need to make sure that your driver's license matches the address that is on your credit reports at Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and also your check systems. A lot of people never talk about that, but this is very important that your data has to match everywhere completely, and it all has to have the same exact address that is on your driver's license. If it does not, you will come back with a response that states your information is not complete. You're like, what do you mean it's not complete? I mean, I just completed the application. It means that your data is not matching up on those actual credit reporting agencies and your driver's license. This is a huge deal with all of the best credit unions. And this is why you always want to make sure that your driver's license is always up to date and all your credit reports reflect exactly your address on your driver's license. 2 of the biggest things they're going to require from you, which are pretty standard: a copy of a valid government issued identification, a passport, a driver's license, or national ID card. It has to show your photo, your first and last names, your date of birth, and ID number and signature on that driver's license or government issued identification card. Also going to need a photocopy of the most recent utility bill, gas, electric, home phone service provider or internet service provider, etc. You need to make sure it is the most recent in the most recent 1 or 2 weeks at max. Don't find an old bill that's like 2 or 3 months old. They don't want that. They want the most recent 1 to 2 weeks old at the most. Then once you submit your information, go through the entire process. They're gonna send you a confirmation email, and then you're gonna have to upload your documents. Just follow the process. And I know I shouldn't have to say this, but make sure you don't submit an expired driver's license. So now that you know how to join, let's go check out all of their credit products, but let's start with the credit cards first. They're only gonna offer 2 credit cards, the Elite and the Azuri. Now, each one of these credit cards will go all the way up to $50,000, and you can in fact hold both of them at the same exact time if you qualify for both of them at the time. Now, here's the catch. Unlike a lot of other credit unions out there, you can only get 1 credit card with 1 credit pool or 1 credit product with 1 credit pool. You cannot double dip with this specific credit union. But here's a huge insider tip. The Elite credit card does in fact go all the way up to $100,000. Now, for whatever reason, they've actually changed it on the website, and I'll show you right now. It shows that they both only go up to $50,000, but we know for a fact, we've seen the data points that show that people have in fact got the specific Elite credit card with a $100,000 credit card, and they're completely capped out. So you can literally have over $150,000 worth of credit card available credit limits on your credit report with this specific credit union. That's insane. I want to give you full disclosure. This is not a paid sponsorship, and I am not being paid in any way, shape, or form to promote this credit union or any of its products, but it sounds like I am because the way I break down their products. Now, both of these credit cards have great welcome offers, so the Elite and the Azuri. So the Elite credit card is going to offer you 0% APR for the first 6 months and 10,000 bonus points. Now, the Azuri is going to offer 0% APR for the first 12 months and 10,000 bonus points. Now, after those trial periods, you're looking at 17.24 APR, and then the Azuri is gonna have 17.99 APR, which is still lower than any of these Capital One credit cards, or really any other credit card in your wallet that's not a credit union. Now, the Elite is gonna have a $50 annual fee, but the Azuri is not going to have any type of annual fee. Now, I'm not gonna go over all these crazy features and all the bells and whistles that come with them. You can go check that out for yourself because I just don't want this video to be too long. Now, as you can see, we'll scroll all the way to the very bottom where you can see each one of them go up to 50,000, but remember, the Elite does in fact go all the way up to $100,000. Kind of like the flagship Navy Federal card that they don't promote it, but we know that it goes all the way up to 80,000. So this one is definitely beating the actual Navy Federal flagship credit card by $20,000, going all the way up to 100,000. Now, the crazy thing that you should pay attention to, ATM withdrawals are all the way up to $1,000 per day, but of course there are going to be fees associated if you pull any type of cash out of a credit card. So be aware of that. So here's the big kahuna, the biggest part about this credit union that makes it huge. They offered an unsecured personal loan all the way up to $150,000 without needing collateral. Now, pay attention to the verbiage. It says receive up to $50,000 directly. So let's say, for instance, you want to pay off your student loans, you want to pay off a car loan, you want to do all types of things like that. They're going to give you that $50,000 directly to you to put into your bank account or your savings account, or they're going to give you the remaining amount, which is the other $100,000, to pay off some student loans, pay off a car, whatever it may be, but they will give you $50,000 directly injected to your checking or savings account with a fixed low APR all the way as low as 8.95%. So if you need to consolidate some credit card debt and you got some massive credit card debt, this is the credit union to do it with. Now, they do offer a secured loan that is secured with a deposit. So if you have at least $500 in your savings or share certificate account, you are welcome to apply. You can borrow up to 150% of the amount in your United Nations Federal Credit Union savings or share certificate account. The balance will be used as collateral. So you could be able to ask for more money on top of whatever you have in your savings account and apply for this, but you don't want to use it in that manner. In my personal opinion, you want to just do a secured loan, and we'll cover that more a little bit later, but I just want to tell you that this is in fact available also. And here is my final piece of the pie right here. This is going to be the line of credit. So you can access the entire borrowed amount at any time up to $25,000. So you can in fact get up to a $25,000 line of credit. Now remember, this is great because you can use only what you need. You don't have to use the whole $25,000. This is what people don't understand about lines of credit. You can pull out $1,000, $5,000, $20,000, or the full $25,000. But if you don't need to, you can literally pull out $500. And here's the best part about this. Now you'll automatically protect your checking checking account from overdrafts and then replenish your line of credit with every payment. So if you borrowed 1,000 and then you pay back 500, then you'll get another 500 back. Whatever you pay will replenish it. You don't have to wait until you pay it off completely. That's how actually a lot of other lines of credit work. And this is why this line of credit is fantastic. And guess what? Navy Federal doesn't offer a line of credit that high anymore. I don't even think they offer a $5,000 one anymore. They might. And for other grandfathered members, they might offer all the way up to $15,000, but we've heard that they pulled away from that also. The reason why I love a line of credit because it can help your utilization if you're carrying any type of balances on your credit cards. And you will only pay interest and principal on only the amount that you use. So if you're not using it, guess what? It's still gonna report and help your utilization on your credit report. If you only have to use 500 or 1,000, it's not going to do as much damage if you pull the whole 25,000 out. So just remember, people never talk about this with lines of credit. If you use $25,000 of your $25,000 available line of credit, you're going to do serious damage to your credit score. So be aware of that. Now, this specific credit union will be pulling from Experian and Experian only. But like I said earlier, make sure that your driver's license address matches your Experian credit report because that's the only place they're going to look for. But you need to make sure that it matches. Now, they will be checking in your check systems, and you need to make sure if you have anything negative in your check systems, you want to clear that out before you even try to mess with this bank because they are sensitive to any type of check system issues. I always tell everyone on the channel, if you have multiple bank accounts, you want to cap out at like really 5 to 6 bank accounts because if you have more than that, it can send an early warning signal system to the check systems and you can be red flagged. And this specific credit union doesn't like it if you have more than 5 or 6 bank accounts at multiple banks. And I know that sounds crazy because if we really wanted to, what's the big deal, right? As long as we're maintaining those actual bank accounts in good standing, it shouldn't matter. But I want you to have the data point to understand they are sensitive to that. Also be aware that there is no hard inquiry to join this credit union whatsoever, but they will do a soft credit pool, but that does not affect your credit score, so you have no worries about that. Also be aware, if you have good credit and you're going for the gusto, understand that you want to build and establish a relationship first, especially with this credit union, because you want to get the maximum amount possible in any type of credit product that you apply for with them. You want to do a checking and a savings first. Make sure you put at least a minimum of $250 in the checking and put as much money as you can in your savings account. Do a direct deposit. Make sure that the majority of your money from your employer is going directly into your new relationship with this credit union as a direct deposit. If you don't have direct deposit, then make sure that you deposit your paychecks every time you get paid into their actual app, into their online service, or into a physical branch if you have that availability, but you may not. Also, make sure that you do a secured loan. The minimum amount of a secured loan with this credit union is $500. You want to do it for a minimum of a 24-month term. Do not do anything less. Anything less, if you do a 6-month term, it's gonna open, it's gonna close too soon, and it's gonna hurt your credit file, and it's gonna reduce your average age of credit. 24 months is the perfect sweet spot when you're adding any type of installment account, which is this is how this is going to report. Remember, do not let them put your loan on auto payment. You want to make the first batch of your first payments until it hits your credit report. Once it hits your credit report and in post, you want to call them and pay off 80% of the loan and put the remaining 20% on auto payment for the next 2 years. Do all of this that I just taught you for a minimum of 91 days before you apply for any of their credit products, even if you have great credit. Because remember, the name of the game is to get the highest limit credit card possible, or the highest line of credit, or the highest personal loan. The longer you build that relationship, the higher the chance you're going to get a higher limit with them. And if you do a term of a minimum of 6 to 8 months of doing everything I just taught you, that is going to be the sweet spot to get you a very good entry-level credit card. Anywhere from $10,000 all the way up to $20,000 by just basically banking properly and building that relationship first instead of going for the gusto. Now, there's gonna be some people out there that are gonna go for the gusto. If you want to, that's up to you, but understand, I want you to succeed and get the highest limit possible, and my data points are very strong because I use them with all of my clients. I hope you enjoyed this video. We covered a massive game-changing credit union that nobody is talking about, United Nations Federal Credit Union. Now, make sure that you watch this next video because it is about another credit union that you may not have heard about. Now, if you feel that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.